Alright, what's up? I'm Charm City 187, and it's time for mine and my brother's Week 12 NFL picks. I'm going to break it into two videos this week. Just this one, I'm going to do the Thanksgiving Day games, and going to go on a little bit of rant about what happened with Ed Reed this past week. Alright, the whole Ed Reed situation, getting suspended, that was basically like a $500,000 fine, and that's fucking ridiculous. The offensive players should have to at least attempt to protect themselves. I mean, if you can go back and watch it 100 times, Reed was standing where he was standing before the guy even caught the ball and turned around. He was there ready to hit him. And you know that the offenses practice to get the penalty. They know to lower their head, and if their helmet touches the defender's helmet, it's going to be a 15-yard penalty added on to the catch. And even if the ball gets knocked out, it's going to be a first down and 15 yards. So, I mean, it's just the offensive players should have to at least attempt to protect himself, because when that hit on Emmanuel Sanders, if he would have kept his head up, Reed's helmet would have went into his chest, and it would have been a perfectly legal hit. But no, he dropped his head, and his head hit into Reed, because Reed was standing still. He couldn't do anything. He was standing still waiting to make the hit, and at least it got overturned. But still, $50,000 fine for some bullshit like that? Like, get the fuck out of here. That's so stupid. But alright, anyways, on to the Thanksgiving Day games. You got Houston at Detroit at 12:30. I'm so tired of watching Detroit play on Thanksgiving. Like, ever since I can remember, they've been horrible. But yeah, we're both taking Houston on that game. If Houston wins tomorrow, they can lock up a playoff berth. So even if they lose every game the rest of the season, if they win tomorrow, they'll at least lock a wild card. So, the 4:15 game, you got Washington at Dallas. We're both taking Washington. Dallas, they do not look good at home. Yes, they beat the Browns, but it had to be done in overtime. And the Browns would have won if Pat Shurmur wasn't a complete fucking idiot. And horrible clock management the whole game. And yeah, I mean, I like the Browns, but Pat Shurmur's a fucking idiot. They should have won that game against Dallas last week. But I think RG3 is gonna. I think they're coming off a bye. No, they just beat the shit out of Philadelphia. But yeah, what is it? Washington's defense is starting to come around. They've been horrible all year up until like the last 2 weeks. Well, the week before this past game was their bye, but they were horrible all year. Now their defense is starting to play a little better. Dallas, I mean, Jason Garrett, he has got to be the worst coach in the NFL. Like, I mean, Romo, he has all kinds of weapons, and I don't understand how they're not blowing out some of these teams they're playing. That just right there is bad coaching. They should be killing teams. And the Thursday night game, New England at the Jets. We're both taking New England. If you go back and look at all the Jets games this year, they won, then they lost, then they won, and then they lost 2, then they won, then they lost 3, and then they won last Sunday, and if the same thing holds, they'll lose the next 4 games in a row. I mean, that's what their season has been so far this year. New England, they're going to be without Gronk, but I mean, there's so much shit going on in the Jets locker room. Players hate it there. Calling people out, but not putting a face to it. It's ridiculous. So, I think the Pats are just a better team in general, better coached, have better players, they're probably going to murder them. So, yeah, those are the Thanksgiving Day games, and I'm out. Peace.